Hello. So today is the second installment of Chasing a Diagnosis. I feel pretty good today. As you can see, I'm up. It's getting a little like no, anyways. But I feel really good today. I have been resting in the bed for a few days because I cooked dinner. I cooked dinner on Thursday. And it just wiped me out by Thursday evening. And then I also had a meeting at my daughter's school, appointments this week. And it's not really, it's not that much. I talk with my hands behind my back because I've heard it's annoying. I don't know. Anyways, it's not, oh, and I got new glasses. Yes, I know. They're so cute. Because I'm a cool mama. Anyways, it's not like the things that I've been doing are like superly strenuous. I'm not walking to appointments or anything like that. It's just the whole getting ready takes a lot of energy out of me. And then the process of going to the appointments and stuff like that, just walking normal like you would go to a doctor's appointment, same as I've had, to do my whole adult life. But it takes a lot. My kids we're getting ready to go to the library. So I want to do this fast because you can't talk in this library at all. Anyways, so it's not as if I'm doing these very overly strenuous things. Haven't had any of the paralysis per se, where I have full paralysis, where I can't move my feet and things as I had previously in the month prior and the month before that. But I have had a lot of the numbness, a lot of the tingling, a lot of the burning. Like the burning is one of the symptoms that I feel the most in my legs and especially in my feet, where my feet literally feel like I was out in like a snowstorm and then like I'm coming back in and I'm putting them in front of a fire and they're just like frozen but cooking at the same time. Like I get that a lot of the burning in my head. Originally it used to feel like it was my scalp, and I would scratch it a lot. Sometimes when I lived in Minnesota, I would scratch like almost like sores into it because I would just scratch the spots because I thought it was coming from my scalp, but it's actually underneath my skull. The best way to describe it is, I think I told a doctor one time, I wish that I could pop my skull up and just stick a pencil down in there and scratch it. As I stated before, looking for a muscular sclerosis diagnosis specifically, but kind of at this point, I kind of really take any neurological diagnosis to kind of get the ball rolling. We need some type of diagnosis. Like I stated in my last video, a lot of times people are like, Christians are like, but we rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Yes, we don't want to be ill, but the reality is that many of us live every day with illnesses. And if I told someone that had diabetes or somebody that had asthma to put that insulin down, honey, put that inhaler down, we rebuke that in the name of Jesus, they would die. They would die. I'm not for that. I am for educating. I am for not just jumping on some kind of medication, because once I get this muscular sclerosis diagnosis, it's going to open, up for a lot of different things that will also assist me so that I can live an even more healthier lifestyle than I do right now. Right now, I'm living at the healthiest, as far as food-wise, that I can afford while still being able to feed the rest of my family. But once I'm able to do that and add that onto my VA disability claim, I've done the research on there, that will help my family so that, we're not suffering for just trying to keep me in healthy foods. And so I'm just ignoring. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I'm just gonna ignore it because I got kids and they make noise. But it will allow me to be able to continue to eat in a healthy way. And I want to show once I get whatever diagnosis that you can manage these diseases without medication. So, medicine. We got a love-hate relationship with medicine in our country. It's readily available everywhere, and we take it a lot of times without thinking. In the past, I don't know how many times I've received a prescription that either I've been taking for quite some time or just, newly on it and just feeling horrible. And I've taken it before I read the pamphlet on all of the side effects. But I'm telling you, when I got into reading those pamphlets that they give you from the pharmacy, there's a lot of side effects that are terrible. And this is what's supposed to make us feel better. This is what's supposed to help us. But let me tell you something that you might not be aware of. Pharmaceutical companies are not in the business of curing or healing you of any diseases. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Pharmaceutical companies are not in the business of curing you or healing you of any disease. It would put them out of business. It would put them out of business. If people get healed from diabetes, you won't need those insulin shots. You won't need to buy those needles. You won't even need to buy the alcohol. Like my grandmother had diabetes, okay? My grandfather had diabetes on my dad's side and my grandmother on my mom's side since I was a child. It's so many things that come along with it. The strips to test, the machine to test it, the wipes, the alcohol wipes to clean the site, the needles, something for the needles to go in. You can't just put them in the trash. That's money, honey. And they are not, they like worse than a mafia. They are not about to give up that money. And there have been whistleblowers, I'm not going to get on that, but there's been whistleblowers in the pharmaceutical industry in the past that then ended up dead like the mafia because they're not going to let that get out. They don't want to heal you. So you need to understand that when you're taking medication, this medication is to maybe suppress your symptoms because they don't want you to die. You can't buy medicine if you're dead. They don't want you to die, but they don't want you to be healed. And I'm talking about a healing. I believe that the Lord has placed everything that we need to heal a lot of the illnesses that we experience in our bodies on this earth. On this earth. And I've lately been doing an extensive amount of research into it. I mean, I don't have a job, so what else am I going to do? Is my favorite pastime, which is research, especially medical research. I've been like this since I was 14. Just very interested in things like that. And what I've seen is that there's a lot of deficiencies and things like that we have in our bodies that can either cause diseases or exacerbate diseases. There are things that genetically we are predisposed, especially as Black people. We're predisposed to get diabetes and high blood pressure. And a lot of that comes from the way that we were forced to eat during slavery, the different foods and things like that we were eating that has been passed along kind of through the line that previously before that, when we were living back in Africa and stuff like that, African people generally live to a very old age, even in impoverished areas where they don't have access to the best medical care or even good water. And I've done a lot of research into Nigeria specifically because according to my dad's ancestry DNA, we're a good part Nigerian and Ghanaian and from Togo, as well as my second husband, which I'm not with him, but my second husband is Nigerian. And while we were dating and after we got married, I got really involved into learning about like where he and to a lesser extent I am from, where I am from, and just learning about what's going on over there. And they live in old. Just imagine if they had the kind of medical care, not necessarily medications, but the kind of medical care, preventive medicine that we have here. And so a lot of it has to do with their diet and the things that they eat. And I believe that I'm not going to be one of those, you got to be vegan. I feel like you should eat what your body tells you to eat. I tried a low meat diet where I won't say I completely eliminated it, but I would have meatless days. And I think that meat can be very good depending on what type of meat that you're eating. But like I said, I also think that you should listen to your body. For the past month, I've just been craving ribs. I have no idea why. I don't eat anything on them. They're just grilled. They come from Blackbeards. They're not anything special. But that's like probably the main source of protein that I get outside of yogurt. I eat that with raw baby carrots, grapes, and yogurt. And my yogurt that I eat is mainly Cabot's yogurt, but it's plain Greek yogurt. And then I flavor it with, I'll get frozen fruit from the grocery store, blueberries. There is a mix that Walmart has, and it's got like strawberries, blueberries, sweet and sour cherries. Sometimes they'll have blackberries in there. And then it has blueberries. And then I get an extra bag of blueberries because that's a wonderful brain food. Blueberries and walnuts and pistachios, get them. If they're not in your diet, go ahead and add them in there. If you're having any kind of neurological diseases, abnormalities, and things like that, just in general, get them, okay? Blueberries and walnuts especially. But berries in general, they have a lot of antioxidants in there. And they combat the oxidants that are, you know, in our body or that come from, you know, our environment, the foods that we eat, things like that. That's what causes aging and illnesses and stuff like that. So you want that. And then so I take the yogurt and I'll just take me some blueberries. Or sometimes, a lot of times my kids will fix it for me. And they just get a little bitty, they're take-alongs by Rubbermaid, little square ones. And they'll put the berries down on the bottom, frozen. Add them about, I have them add about 5, like heaping, I love yogurt, 5 heaping tablespoons of the yogurt. And then I have a blend, a tri-blend that I got in the section in Walmart where like flax seeds and things like that are. And it's got flax seeds, it's got chia, and it's got hemp hearts. And some of you may have seen some of my posts on Facebook about last year when I was, not last year, earlier this year when I was using the hemp hearts and kind of sprinkling them on my yogurt and stuff like that. And it kind of tastes like granola. I blended it in my blender to kind of grind it up just to get open those flax seeds, because you can eat them whole if you're looking for more fiber to help move things through your system. But to really get a lot of those benefits, the lanolinic acid that's in it, it helps if you can grind them, blend them, whatever. Too much linoleic acid actually can be bad. So you need to make sure that you're also not allergic. They can be called linseed, I think, in addition to flaxseed. There's like a bunch of different names. Google will tell you a lot of stuff. Be careful of the sites that you go to for the information. Don't just read anybody's random blog. I like Mayo Clinic. I like WebMD. I like Livestrong. I think it's another one called Healthy Living. Those are really reputable where they're going to have real MDs and things like that, certified medical professionals where there's actual references to medical journals and things like that. So it's not just Bob who writes blogs on his lunch break. But linoleic acid is in there. It's really good. And you can actually get flaxseed oil as well. But you have to be careful about that because flaxseed oil is not good to ingest it. It can cause all kinds of issues. I think one of them was like kidney or liver problems from your body it can cause like bad. You can get really sick. And so don't try and eat the flaxseed oil. But there's small amounts of oil in the flax seeds. So when you open them up, you're going to get exposed to that. So I add a little cinnamon to help kind of like sop up some of it. And you may notice a little bit of clumping. And then I just keep it in a little container with a little lid. It's a plastic, another one of them little Rubbermaid ones. It's got the little round with the blue lid. And I stick it in my fridge to help preserve the shelf life of it. You can blend it as you use it. If you have a coffee bean grinder or a spice grinder, you can grind it as you need it. But because of the issues that I'm having health-wise, I need it on hand so that if I just need to fix some food for myself, it's not an all-day process. And I keep that in my refrigerator. And I know you're probably like, this is a long story to tell me about the yogurt. But I'm telling you all of these things so that you understand why. I see a lot of people post food and they say, this is what I'm eating, and they don't tell you anything about why they're eating what they're eating. This is how you get knowledge, so that you say, okay, I'm allergic to flax seeds. I can't eat them, but there are other foods or things that have linoleic acid in there that I can eat. So this is why I'm telling you this. And I take it and I sprinkle it across the top. I love the cinnamon too. Get some organic cinnamon, and I get great value. I sprinkle it across the top of my yogurt with my fruit on the bottom. And sometimes I'll make like 3 or 4, depending on how many of those little containers don't have some kind of leftovers in them. I'll make 3 or 4, and I may eat 2 of them in a day. And then I add honey, raw honey, either gently, lightly filtered or not filtered at all. Honey, and you find that out, grade A honey, look on the label. If it's got anything in there that does not say honey, or if it doesn't say on the back, may have small bits of honeycomb in there, they lying to you, sis. They lying to you, brother. Okay, it should be a good, somewhat dark, depending on what kind of flowers are used for it. I've just found this new company called Be Raw. I can't use it right now because they're a little bit expensive. But it's because they are making great honey. Like, you can look at it and tell that they're using really great. And they put their beehives like right in the middle of one particular flower. And so if they say it's clover honey, that's the bees only go a couple of miles outside of it. So you want to get some really good honey. And honey is a good thing that you can not just use to sweeten your plain yogurt. You can add it to sweeten your smoothies, and you're going to be getting good sugars. Unlike, I know a lot of people use these different sweeteners and stuff like that. You don't know the process in which they went through to make those things. And you don't know whether the material was taken using solvents. Like, a lot of people get coconut oil. I like to put a spoonful in my smoothies. You need to be careful about your coconut oil. If it's extracted using solvents, you're eating the solvents. You're eating those too. If it's extracted using heat, you've destroyed a lot of the wonderful benefits of eating coconut oil or using it on your skin. If it's liquid, nope, it's been fractionated. You don't want that at all. They've broken those chains in there. So when we're talking about molecular level, we're not going to get into all that. But I'm just saying, do your research. The problem is that we're lazy. We would rather just pop a pill and feel better than actually to change our lifestyle. Some of you will know that I got fat, really fat. Like, I know this jacket kind of makes me look bulky a little bit, but sis got fat. Okay, I know people saying, oh, but she was still fine. Yeah, because I'm going to be fine no matter what size I am. But I got up to 300 on record, 328 pounds. I believe that I got up to around 350 something pounds, because towards the end, when I got really fat, I stopped going to the doctor because I got tired of that. You get on the scale and the nurse don't say nothing. She just writes it down. She doesn't say like, oh, you lost some weight. Good for you. She don't say nothing because it's just going up. So I stopped going to the doctor like I should have when I started getting heavier. And so I think it was like, more than that. But 328 pounds. Now, I haven't weighed myself in a while, but the last time I weighed myself, I had gotten down to 198. My goal was to get to 190. So I've lost a lot of weight, and I'm not saying that I'm like some kind of weight loss expert, but I didn't use any system. I didn't exercise like a crazy person, because if you're taking in 10,000 calories and you're only burning like 500 in exercise, you is not going to lose no weight. So I'm not saying that exercise can't work, but if you don't put in, my dad told me like the 90% of weight loss is what goes into your mouth, like what you eat. And so I'm telling you these different things about foods because there's like a lot of things that are packaged as health foods and stuff like that that are very unhealthy. If you're not eating a lot of whole foods, and whole foods just means you haven't manipulated it or done anything to it. If you can eat raw when you can, I love carrots. I've loved them since I was a kid. I used to watch Bugs Bunny, just noshing on a carrot, a raw carrot. If you can eat them, my nails have started to grow. I've always had problems growing nails and keeping them my entire life. And now my nails are growing because I eat carrots every day. When I can afford to get a juicer, I will be doing that. But you have to be mindful of the foods that you're eating when you're doing that. And the reason why a lot of these vegan diets and these organic diets are not accessible to people of lower poverty means, it's because it's expensive. It's very expensive, you know, and if you're eating or even juicing foods that aren't organic, you're eating trace pesticides and things like that. And nobody wants to hear about that. And people don't really talk about it, but it's true. They also don't talk about how expensive it is to eat organic. So when you can, be mindful of the different things where you're like, okay, I really need to spend a little bit more on that. I spend more on my honey. I'm willing to spend more on my coconut oil because I realize that the benefits of getting the good stuff versus saving myself a couple of dollars can't even be calculated. You can use honey on everything, in skincare, on your hair, inside of your body. You can add it to make your own face creams and things like that, all kinds of stuff. In addition to health benefits like medicine and stuff like that is also a sweetener. As I stated before, coconut oil is the same way. You can eat it and put it on your body. The best way to know that it's the best kind for all of those things is it in the food section? If it's in the food section, it's food grade. Any of your oils that you're going to be getting, avocado oil, stuff like that, unless you're ordering it online. And I order my stuff from Mountain Rose Herbs. I really like them. They're third-party certified organic, which means they don't certify themselves. Somebody else does. Kind of like we be wanting people to do with the police. We be like, you investigated yourself. Oh, goodness, when that confirmation come in. You investigated yourself and decided that no wrongdoing had been done. That's why Black people don't be trusting that when stuff happens to us. We're like, wait a minute, you did your own investigation? So I like Mountain Rose Herbs because they have a third party do an investigation or certify them organic. They have wonderful programs where they actually help provide income and things like that to places where women would, you know, not be able to in different countries and stuff like that. They get the items from where they're sourced from. So if you get some argan oil, it's coming from Morocco, and it's probably a whole bunch of village of people whose their only job is to take care of these, you know, get this argan and press it for the oils and things like that. So I love Mountain Rose Herbs for those kinds of things. And just reading labels, finding out what's on there. Cold pressed juices. You want cold pressed because it preserves all the nutrients. If you can't get a juicer, I'm starting to get a little tired, so my brain's starting to go, memory starts getting a little funky. But cold pressed juices, carrot is one that I love, and cranberry juice. I don't know how many times to tell people, 9 times out of 10, if you're buying cranberry juice, it's not cranberry juice. It's cranberry juice cocktail. You want to get the kind that Ocean Spray makes. Is called Pure. Lundsey, I think is another brand. I can't really think of it. I used to get it in Minnesota. But they make cranberry juice that's 100% cranberry juice. And I like to cut it with apple juice. I don't get really super crazy about my apple juice because as long as it says 100% apple juice, it doesn't have to be like cold pressed. I'm okay with that. It's apple juice and I don't really drink it very often. I'm mainly just drink water with lemon every day. I also force my children to just drink water. So I'm a terrible mom. Like, you better drink that water. They get pop on the weekend. They can have some pop on the weekend, but pop don't have any nutritional values. So it's not good for you. It's just a fun time drink. So, but get the apple juice and you can mix it with your carrot. A wonderful drink that I love to make. And I'm going to get ready to go because my kids are going to come and kill me. A wonderful drink that I like to make is they're making like animal noises. Like sounds like dragons or vipers, wolves. But a juice that I like to make is I will get the cold pressed carrot juice. They also have cold pressed beet juice over there in Walmart. And I go to the one on Lido Road. I don't know about the other ones. But cold pressed beet juice, which kind of is a little funky. It's funny because raw beets are very sweet like carrots. But the beet juice smells kind of like they smell when they come out of the ground. If you ever got a raw beet, it's also an excellent food. But carrot juice, beet juice, pineapple juice. And you don't need that much. And apple juice. So I'll probably put about, let me say about that much. About that much beet juice. about the same amount in carrot juice. And then I fill it up with apple juice. And I don't really know about the pineapple juice. I just kind of like take my pineapples and whatever juice is in there. Whether you get them out of the can, if you get them out of the can, they need to be in their own juice, not in syrup. And then if you get them out of the vegetable section, you can just take whatever juice you have in there and pour it off. Or you can also put them in the blender. So you can just take a pineapple piece and put it in the blender, and it'll be almost like it's not really a smoothie, but it'll chop it up and it'll take away some of that funky taste that the beet juice has. And it is amazing. I also like to put raw ginger in there. I just grate it with a microfile because I love ginger. It's really good. If you can eat it raw, it's even better. So if you can grate it into salads, things like that, it goes a long way. And that's a really great drink to drink. I drink that during the 7-day fast most days. And if you want, you can make it in advance. I made it each day. Some days I like more carrots. Some days I like a little bit more beet juice. So you can make it as in advance. Just pour out, some of your apple juice. Let your kids drink it. And then you add your juices to it and do it like that so that you can have it, or in a pitcher, whatever. I'm ghetto. Like, listen, ain't nobody wasting no pitcher for that when God gave us this empty container. So those are just some things that I wanted to share. I'm going to go so I can use my energy to sit down at the computer at the library and do some more research because I love that. And then go to the grocery store, and that's going to be kind of my day. I'll probably be using the little hover cart by then because I'll be real good and tired. I am going to cheat and get another coffee, which shouldn't be drinking it. But I don't drink it every day, so it's okay for me to cheat and drink the coffee every now and then. I'm not super anal about what I eat. Like I said, I listen to my body. I let it tell me what it needs and what it doesn't need. And even though I don't have a diagnosis of celiac disease, I know that eating carbs like pizza, crust, pasta, bread, and things like that don't make me feel good on the inside. So I don't eat them. No one's telling me not to eat them. I'm listening to what my body says. And that doesn't mean that I don't cheat. I ate 2 slices of pizza last night and one of those cinnamon roll thingies from Pizza Hut. And I just prayed like, Lord, let me just enjoy this with my kids, because I always eat a different meal than them because I have so many things that I just can't or need to eat. And it's just not really fair for the kids. Sometimes they want tacos. Can't really eat tacos no more. So I did, and I just ate a little bit, and I followed it up with my yogurt because I'm extra like that. And so I didn't really have any adverse effects. My stomach is a little bloated looking today. It's like normally she's looking a little fat in the middle, but that's all right. It was worth it to watch that movie Klaus with my babies and eat some pizza, sort of. So this is Chasing a Diagnosis. My name is Anitra Gilbert. I don't know if I told you that at the beginning. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you already know who I am. And I will continue to do these periodically as I feel up to doing them. I recently had a friend whose daughter passed away. And I just kind of needed some days to myself to just kind of like get my head right and just really understand that life is a gift. Every day that you wake up is a blessing. In the past 2.5 months, 9 people that I've known have died. And it's not just me. Other people are experiencing loss. And so we need to be grateful. That's why I was eating pizza last night, because spending time with my children. And we just need to be grateful for life. But we also need to be cognizant of the things that we put on our skin. I don't use lotion anymore. Cognizant of the things that we put in our bodies. I'm very selective about the medication that I take. And then cognizant of the things that we eat, as well as our mindset. And so my mindset is that no matter what diagnosis they give me, even if they tell me I have a brain tumor, that's not going to be the end of Anitra. I'm going to rock this thing until the wheels fall off and until the casket drops. That's my mindset and my personality, because I know that no matter what I'm going through, I want God to get the glory from my walk in life. It's the reason I quit smoking, don't drink, don't smoke weed, don't do no drugs, none of that. It's not because someone told me to. It's because I want it better. And the closer that I got to God, the less I wanted to do those things anyways. And I'll be 40 next year. Ain't nobody got time to be Traveling like it's hot in the club every weekend. Like, I'll be tired. I'll be tired partially because something's going on with me, but also because I just, want to read a book, sit by a fire, stuff like that. So, as I always say, I love you with the love of the Lord, and I won't take it back. And hopefully you will ride with me on this journey as I chase a diagnosis to find out what's going on with me. And hopefully you'll learn some things, but hopefully you'll be encouraged by the fact that I'm not going to let this break me. All right.